Live from CBS 4, your news at 6 starts right now.
Indiana joined the rest of the nation in remembering the thousands of lives lost 15 years ago in the worst terrorist attack in American history. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alexis McAdams. Now, there were tears, poems, and pledges to never forget September 11th. Brooke Silva Braga has more from the 9/11 memorial in New York City.
Only the moments of silence interrupted the reading of the names.
Kevin W. Donnelly.
Jacqueline Donovan.
Nearly 3,000 victims of the September 11th attacks were remembered one by one.
Whenever you wore a ridiculous shirt such as the one I'm sporting, we didn't know whether to laugh or to cry. Today we will do both.
Those reading the names included Walter Matuza. He's blind, but was able to recite some of the names, including his father's.
And my father, Walter A. Matuza Jr. We miss you, Dad.
Philip Hayes has been to all 15 ceremonies. He flew in from LA to remember his dad, a World Trade Center fire safety director.
When they clanged the bell for the time that my dad lost his life, that exact moment is like the most touching to me.
At a ceremony remembering those lost at the Pentagon, President Obama hailed the sacrifice of the fallen and the resilience of...
Democrat Hillary Clinton suddenly left the 9/11 ceremonies earlier tonight. Her campaign tells us she was just overheated, but moments ago her doctor revealed that the candidate had been diagnosed with pneumonia on Friday. We'll have much more on the breaking news regarding the candidate's medical condition on CBS 4 News tonight at 11. Now, Governor Mike Pence tweeted this message about September 11th today. We pause to remember and pray for the victims, their families, and our first responders. We will never forget 9/11. In central Indiana, there were several tributes for September 11th, and one of them includes the longtime 465 flag waver, Jimmy Clark. Clark has been waving his flag over 465 above the 56th Street overpass for 15 years. He says he does the tribute to honor the men and women who died that day. Today, Clark wanted to thank the city for supporting him all these years.
There have been people who make the walk up the side of the bridge. You have to walk about a half mile to make sure I wasn't thirsty or I wasn't hungry, or if I was cold on a rainy day, they were more than willing to give.
Now, Clark does not take donations, but tells us if people feel moved by his tribute, please donate to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The American Legion honored the 9/11 anniversary by hosting a day filled with free events for veterans, their families, and the community. It started with the ceremony this morning, followed by a 5K walk and run. All the events were held at the American Legion Department of Indiana headquarters, which is on Herbert Lord Road.
The reason we're holding this event today is to come together as a community and remember those that have been fallen, remember those that serve, but also to celebrate together, to come together, honor our military families.
A groundbreaking for the new Indiana Military Veterans Hall of Fame was also held earlier this afternoon. What an amazing voice there. Now, that's one of Indiana's very own who stepped into the spotlight once again to sing the national anthem today. We profiled IMPD Sergeant Christopher Wilburn and his performing career. Now, first responders also got to run with the Colts during today's game introduction as part of the 9/11 Remembrance Today. Colts fans headed to the game today and also loaded up on books to donate. CBS 4 teamed up with the Colts for the Books for Youth book drive. Some familiar faces were there at CBS 4 today when they joined the Colts volunteers and set up around Lucas Oil Stadium collecting new and gently used books and cash donations. Each of those books will go to local foster children. Now let's take a look outside tonight at the Indianapolis skyline. A perfect day to be outside enjoying the weather. Now the sun was shining and we even had cooler temperatures this afternoon. Let's check in with your Weather Authority meteorologist, John DeSauer, for more. John? New at 6, members of a Northside church took their ministry to the streets. They've traded in their Bibles for rakes and shovels. Our Russ McQuaid shows us how this could change their neighborhood.
34th and Browse is a corner of town that could really use some cleaning up.
Today is our third annual Taking Jesus to the Hood. We know about this place because not too long ago There was a homicide that took place here. A young guy by the name of Jacoby Scott was shot and killed here. But this is a rough neighborhood, and we do know that.
There was a lot more gunfire out here and 4 more victims in the days after Jacoby Scott died on this spot. Today, members of Great Commission Church of God took up shovels.
She's getting some gas.
And handed out gas cards to let the people of this neighborhood know they are not forgotten.
There was one gentleman, he came and he just put $2.
Tonight, Reverend Walker tells us he will still be taking his congregation to 10th and Rural Street on the city's east side for their next mission. Now, 2 Indianapolis families are without a home tonight after an early morning fire on the southwest side. This fire happened on Belmont Avenue today. Fire crews received a call of someone trapped inside of this burning home you see here. 2 people were inside and they were able to get out safely, but one person officials believed was still stuck inside.
My neighbor, she had come beating on the door about 6 o'clock and was screaming to call 911 that her brother was burning up alive in his house. And he wasn't in there, thank God, because they come walking around the corner a few minutes later. But about time the firefighters got here, the house was already melted and the windows were already broken out. The fire was bad and spread very, very quick.
Fire investigators have not yet determined the cause of the blaze tonight. Metro Police are trying to determine who fired shots that hit a nursing home on the near south side of Indianapolis. This happened overnight in the 2100 block of South Meridian Street. Officers found 2 bullet holes in a window there. They also responded to a shots fired run just across the street on LeGrand Avenue that night. So officers tell us they believe those stray shots from that scene are what hit the nursing home. Tonight, an Indianapolis man is recovering after being shot on Interstate 70 in Clay County. This happened last night near the State Road 59 exit. Officers say the victim and 3 other men left a party after having an argument, and then just a short time later, someone fired 3 shots at their vehicle. 23-year-old DeHonte Willoughby was actually shot in the leg, but no arrests have yet been made. Hoosier Olympians are being celebrated right here at home tonight. Now, 20 Hoosiers who competed in the Summer Olympics are at the Colts game. Governor Mike Pence and First Lady Karen Pence honored those Olympians at a private reception right before kickoff.
I thank the families and thank these great Olympians for giving us the opportunity to make one more installment of honor and appreciation. You have made Indiana proud, and today we make that statement.
The Hoosier Olympians were also honored during halftime. On this 15th anniversary of September 11th, first responders are sharing their stories of survival from that day. One New York City firefighter talks about the miracle on Stairwell B in the World Trade Center coming up next.